Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to week 2 of the Healing Through the Flames transformational path. So excited to have you here today. Thank you for joining me. So last week we dove into anger and how it's not your enemy but your fuel. This week we're shifting gears into the mind. Because let's be honest, your thoughts create your reality. And a lot of times our thoughts are not that great, especially towards ourselves and our situations. We can be the nicest person in the world to our friends and like the most comforting, loving, inspiring person to our friends. And then we talk to ourselves horribly. So that is something we have got to work on. You might hear or see my kitties. They've been really on top of me lately because I went on a retreat this weekend and have been gone, so they missed me a lot apparently. All right, so before we start, let's take a deep breath together. Inhale through your nose and hold it, and exhale through your mouth. Release the stress with that exhale. Release the clutter. The space is yours to reset, to find what you need, to start healing. Take another deep breath in and let it out. All right, so here is the truth about thought loops. Your mind is like a record player. If you've got the same scratch up song playing, I'm not enough, I'll always be angry, things never change, you're living life on repeat, and that's why you feel stuck. The loop runs until you break it. And the thought loops aren't as easy to break as records, sadly. But when we actually start making the effort to, they really start to become a lot easier. So here's an example. All right, so have you ever snapped at someone and then thought, why the hell did I do that? Why did I react that way? What got into me at that moment? I don't act like that. That's a thought loop at work. Your brain is programmed to react that way. But here's the good news. Just like programming a phone or a computer, you can reprogram your mind too. And that is what we are going to work on. But before we can start working on getting rid of those thought loops and being stuck in these negative patterns, we have to become aware of them. So grab your journal if you have one, or just a piece of paper. If you have time, I know I like to watch things while I'm driving a lot of times, so I can't always do the exercise at the moment, but save this video and come back to it so that you can do this exercise, okay? So I want you to write down the one thought that plays on repeat when you're stressed or upset. Maybe it's no one listens to me, or I can't get it right, or I'm not good enough. Write that down. I can relate to every single one of the ones that I have just mentioned. No one listens to me. I can't get it right. I'm not good enough. Things are never going to change. Life's always going to be hard. I've had those thoughts. I've been there. And it's hard to break free from them. I still struggle in moments of hard times at times, and it'll come up. But that's the thing. They will. And it takes a lot of work for nothing to come up anymore. But that's the thing. Now I'm aware of these things. I know that they come up, and I have ways to cope with them. I have ways to notice these things and say, okay, well, let's reframe this, which is one thing I'm going to teach about today. So yeah, write that down. I'll give you another few seconds here And just, write down the one thought that plays on repeat when you're stressed or upset. Okay, so here is the detox practice, all right? First, like I said, we've got to catch it. Awareness is the first step. We can't shift what we don't notice. So start catching that thought when it pops up. If you absolutely have to, start writing down every negative thought you have. Now, don't dwell on it and don't go back and read it constantly, but just to get an idea of where your thoughts are going, especially, noticing certain situations that it always comes up in or something like that. So when the first step is starting to catch those things. So we have to start becoming more self-aware of what is happening around us and the way we're reacting to it. And we have to get curious about those things and start asking why. That is the second step. Question it. Is this true, or is it just old programming? Because most of the time, it's complete bullshit that your mind made up years ago because of one itty-bitty situation. And I mean, okay, let's say, I'm trying to think of an example. I probably should have thought of that before, right? So, okay, let's say, your ex, they cheated on you. So now you feel like you're unlovable. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like you don't deserve love. Whatever ideas that is put in your head. But that's just simply not true. You have this idea because of a past experience that you've had. And your brain does this to protect you. It's like, okay, well, I don't want to have that experience again. I don't want to feel that way again. So I'm just going to believe that, it's not possible. That way I keep myself from ever falling in love again and being hurt again. So I sabotage every relationship I end up in because I don't want to get too close to someone. And that's how it works. But when we actually get curious about the things and say, okay, why do I feel like no one will ever love me? And really get to the bottom of it and see, okay, the reason I feel that way is not because of me or anything that I did or do at all. It's because of something that happened to me. And then we can start becoming aware of when that thought comes up and start correcting ourselves and saying, okay, no, that's not true. This person hurt me. I'm letting that go and knowing that I am lovable. I am amazing. That there's someone out there for me. So that's the third step, replacing it. This is where we rewire. We create a thought that aligns with who we want to become instead of this idea from a past experience. So instead of I'll never change, we shift to I'm learning to handle things differently every day. I'm unlovable to I'm truly incredible and I'm a blessing to everyone in my life. Small shifts change everything. And when that thought pops up, you can start going to this thought and automatically saying, no, you're wrong. I'm amazing. I'm incredible. I can do anything. So I want you to take the thought that you wrote earlier and I want you to rewrite it into something that supports you, that supports what you want to embody, that supports the person that you want to become. And then, if you feel comfortable, drop it in the comments so that we can see that for you. Because it's really powerful when you have other people affirming that for you and speaking it into existence with you, seeing you as that, seeing you as capable of being that. Because sometimes it's really hard to see ourselves as capable of things. But when others are like, yeah, I see that for you. I see you doing these amazing, incredible things and just truly transforming, then it's easier for other people, or it's easier for us to see that too, because it's like, okay, well, if other people see it, then, maybe they're right. All right. So, I want to do a short little visualization energy shift practice, okay? So, I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Release it with a sigh. Alright. Keep your eyes closed, and I want you to picture that negative thought as smoke. And with every exhale, you're pushing it out of your body. So keep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, and breathe that negativity out. Now, when you're breathing in, picture breathing in golden light, lifting your mind with clarity and calm. Imagine your new supportive thought glowing inside your chest, filling you up. Keep breathing out that negative, and let the light that you're breathing in fill your body. And see that supportive thought glowing inside your chest one more time. That is your new programming. Okay, now you can come back to the moment. All right. So today, I want to go into this before I do my little recap. But yeah, so reframing, that's the biggest thing, and you can do it with everything. You don't have to choose one negative thought. You can do it with every aspect of your life, every situation, every moment that you come across, whatever. Because when we can reframe the way we are looking at something, we can totally change that situation. You know, if you lose a job or you have a breakup, we can look at that one of two ways. We can look at that as, oh, I lost my job. How am I going to pay my bills? What am I going to do? This is just the worst. Oh, they left me. I'm alone. No one loves me. Blah, blah, blah. Or we can say, well, I lost this job, but that's just because there's something more incredible out there for me. You know, you never know what's around the corner. Maybe you lost that job to get a higher paying job, to get something more aligned with what you love, be able to have fun at your job, to be in a better space. Or, you know, maybe that relationship was really toxic and it would have just continued to hurt in the moment, and then the breakup would have hurt worse later, and you might have missed that person that really was the one for you, that really could have had an incredible relationship with you and treated the way you deserve to be treated. So instead of wasting your time with this person that just was not the right one, you're free to find that other person, to work on yourself so that when you meet that other person, you're really proud of who you are. You feel lovable because you've worked through your trauma and your anger. So, yeah. Reframing is so powerful. You can literally take any thought and situation in your life and completely turn it around. So yeah, today we broke down the thought loops and caught them, questioned them, and rewrote them. That is your detox, and you can do this anytime with anything. Whether you write it down or you just do it in your head because it's like spur of the moment, or you're driving or in the middle of work or something like that. Writing it down is really powerful, but if you don't have the time, don't let that stop you from doing it at all. Still do it in your head. You can do a mindset detox anytime you want. Take a deep breath, center yourself, ground yourself, and reframe the thought. So this week, every time that old thought comes up, I want you to pause and shift it. Write it down if you need to, because repetition is how you rewire. We can't just expect to do this work once and it be over. I am 34 years old. Some of my habits and patterns I've had for 34 years possibly. You know, these patterns and thoughts that we've been stuck with for a really long time. It doesn't, it takes a little work. It takes a little time to actually completely change that. But the thing is, we are starting to. We're building new neural pathways and rewiring our brains. So repetition and consistency is really how to get the work done. All right, and I have a worksheet that I'll be posting in the group for y'all that y'all can use throughout the next week. That should be helpful. So next week, we're going to dive into energy awareness, how your body sends signals, and how to protect your energy. It's super important to protect our energy. And to, one thing I try to do every single night and every single day is to release all the energy and things that do not belong to me, all the negativity, whatever that was someone else's, and to call all of my energy back to me. And I make sure that I ground in the morning and protect myself and do my Reiki. Our energy is so important, and it really affects us in so many ways. There's so many illnesses out there that are from our trauma and our energy functioning wrong. So you do not want to miss this. It's going to be really great. And I'm considering possibly doing a Reiki healing for everyone one day next week too. So make sure you tune in to find out when I'm going to do the Reiki healing, because I'm only going to be announcing it in the video, because this is going to be special for those of you that are really trying to grow and heal and watching and trying to do the work on yourself. I mean, really, ultimately, I'm doing it for the group, so it doesn't matter if you even know it's happening. If you are open to receiving it, you will receive it. So, yeah. If you want more support, always remember, I do free 20-minute clarity calls all the time. So you can always book a free call with me to talk and get a little more detail on maybe one of the sessions or a specific thing you have going on in your life or whatever. Also, you can work with me one-on-one right now. I do coaching sessions as well as Reiki sessions, hypnosis recordings, all of that. So there we can go deeper into your personal mindset loops and create a custom plan for you that's really going to help you succeed with doing this. And it gives you accountability, which is super helpful. Even knowing everything I know and being as passionate as I am about this, it really helps me to have accountability with some things, because some things are just not that fun to do. And, as much as we want the change at the end of it, it's hard to push ourselves to do the work sometimes, especially when we're just not feeling it. And sometimes and I want to get this clear, because sometimes when we're not feeling it, it is okay to take a break. You don't have to push yourself all the time when you're not feeling it. But when it comes to our negativity, it's one thing to be sad and to feel our feelings, but to stay in a negative place with these limiting beliefs that are false, that's a different story. So, if you need to take a break from moving on to healing something else, cool. But the thought patterns are something we do need to continue to work on all the time. So, yeah, accountability can really be helpful. So, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have an incredible day. Much love to all of you, and I will catch y'all next week.